everybody, and welcome back to another fun edition of my Grue Rume Show. And for the Grue Rume Show today, we got a great guest, and he's an actor and a model. And he also writes and directs too. And his name is Owen Kwong. And I'm really looking forward to talking to him. We're going to talk to him about his acting, about his modeling, workout tips, and horror films that he likes. I am Rocco Cross. I am the host at Stutters. I am the host of the Grue Room, and my interview with Owen will be coming up very shortly. This is my Grue Room, and welcome to my nightmare. Okay, welcome to Grue, and thanks so much for taking time out of your day and coming on the show.
For sure.
Awesome, buddy. Nice. And I see you did like some modeling. So out of all the shoots you've done, which shoot did you have the most fun with, you think?
Oh wow. I mean, all of them are really like lots of fun. I guess I did a shoot for Air Canada
Oh yeah, the
back
plane.
in yeah, on a plane. It was super cool. Because I actually fly Air Canada. Not sponsored. Nor did they, nor as I guess not really an ambassador, but like as one of the models for their campaign. I didn't need special treatment. But yeah, it was super cool. How I got onto that project was actually it was like I guess posted in chat rooms and stuff that they're
Really?
looking for models that look like Edison Chan and Aaron Kwok. These are like Hong Kong famous people.
Okay.
I think Ken Watanabe too. I don't know. And then I've been told I look like Edison Chen and also Aaron Kwok. So I was like, I'm a shoo-in. But I didn't see that post. Actually, a friend of mine saw the post and forwarded it to me and told me about it. And then I just submitted myself. And then my agent, I think like the next day also contacted me about it. They had someone from their side, Air Canada, contact me,
Yeah.
and then also my rep. So, and then I went in for it. They were all smiles when I got there. So I was like, yes, you know. I mean, like nothing's a shoe in this industry, and
Oh yeah.
in general, like they can even be like, oh, I think that was it, or like we got our guy, and then next thing you know, you didn't get it.
Ah,
But yeah, that was tons of fun. I met Sherry Sue there, which is a good friend of mine too, and she was the woman that's in the campaign too.
nice.
Yeah,
So now, do you get to fly free for them, or
I
you still have to
wish. I wish that would be amazing. Even like one free pass or something, that would have been cool. Um,
pay?
yeah, no such luck. But my aunt works for them,
Oh
or
really?
she's retired, and they have like a really good retirement plan. Like they'll still give them like discounts and stuff, and she'll
Wow.
occasionally like throws me, something.
Awesome. See, for the pay, you should set, instead of paying me, give me like 6 months or a year of like free airfare.
That would be amazing. Though we were compensated pretty nicely.
Okay, there you go. and and what drew you to want to act? Uh, I saw something online where you started out acting in high school, right?
Yeah. How did that start? Uh, I mean, like in grade 8, you're kind of like trying to figure out who you are as a person. I went to a school in Vancouver called David Thompson, and at that school at that time, we would have a bunch of different classes that we would try out. Like for arts, we would
Yeah.
have music class, we would have drama class, we would have art class, and it would go like like they would split it among the quarters of the year. And
Okay.
drama class came up, and I was like, cool. This seems like, would be fun. And I like, again, I was still trying to find myself as a person, like in grade 8. So I was a bit of a mischief, and I, like messed around a lot, and the teacher didn't like that. But like during the assignments, I did well. You know,
Okay. All
one
right.
of the things is we had to pretend we were tug of war with a rope, right? With
Yeah.
so we would have a partner, and we would pretend we're tug of warring, and I think I got like a 8 or a 9 out of 10, and so at the end of the year, I go to my teacher, and I'm like, oh, I was like, I was really interested in taking the class next year. She's like, I don't think so. If you do, I think I'll tell the counselor to not allow you in my class. And I was just like, okay.
Oh my God, are you
Yeah,
serious?
it's horrible. It's horrible.
What the hell? Like,
Yeah, it was like, yeah, I mean, like in hindsight, like as like an adult now, like I'm thinking about it, like that's a really harsh thing to
that
say.
really is.
Yeah. I actually did a short film which is on my YouTube at Owen Kwong, and you can watch that short. It's a little bit of, I mean, some of it's true and some of it's fake. Um, but it's called Background.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, or AKA Actor's Life. But yeah, it's fun. It's kind of based on my experiences as an actor, doing a little bit of background and just auditioning and just like the whole process. And yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Oh, nice. Because
Yeah.
I was looking at that on your page. Like you wrote it, directed it, and starred in it, right?
Yeah. Well, I also had like the help of Milton Ng, who is the producer and the director. We both co-worked on that project together.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
It was
So
it was really cool and lots of fun. Like I hired, like, casting was super easy. Like I casted it myself, and like
yeah.
I just hired my friends. I mean, it was pretty simple. It's just like, all right, well, I have a bunch of friends that are actors, and I know how they are, and I can see them in certain characters, and it was just easy. I didn't audition anyone. Like I didn't tell them to like send in a tape. I just like, are you free this day?
Yeah.
All right, you can lock it down. You're in.
There you go. Hey, hey, whatever works, right?
Well, I mean, that's how it should be in, some things, you know what I mean? Like, I guess like the smaller projects, or I mean, if you're just, I mean, if you know someone can do it, I don't know, what's the point? I mean, I'm not writing like a big feature film, but maybe one of these days.
Yeah, exactly. So when you're doing something like that, directing plus being on camera too, is it hard doing both because you have to act as a lead role plus you have to direct yourself too, and
Yeah, I mean, I think like with most artists, like I think either actors, producers, or directors, we all have like some sort of vision, right, of how the story is being told.
yeah,
And I mean, again, like Milton Ng was my co-director, so I would let him handle most of the directing, and then if I had like an idea or inclination, I would be like, oh, why don't we try it this way? I think, just one take, let's try it this way. I think it'd be funny, and if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't,
yeah.
it doesn't. Just same as like if I'm like acting in a movie or a TV show, I would bring up ideas of how I thought maybe we can do this take, or maybe a thought at this moment, just to change it up,
Well,
you know?
yeah, yeah. I mean, you want to put your own spin on it.
Yeah, and especially like comedy, it's so like in the moment, and like, yeah, it's hard to say. Like sometimes we're like, oh man, I think that would be hilarious, and then sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think most of the time it's as long as you commit to it, I think people can relate to the joke. That's the big thing. People can relate to the joke. I recently shot a like a little baseball skit
Oh,
again with
nice.
my friend Milton Ng. And you can see it on my Instagram
Oh,
at
okay.
Owen Kwong. But yeah, like even that, like I threw in some ideas. I'm like, it's fun. It was just fun to like shoot something with a friend and be in multiple characters because I played like my side of the team, like the gray team. So I played like every character like on that team.
Oh my God! Wow.
Yeah, and then he did the same thing with his character. It's a fun little skit. Check it out when you have a moment. Yeah,
Yeah, definitely will.
yeah,
It sounds funny.
yeah.
And I saw one of your first roles was on a TV show, Fringe.
Mhm.
Fringe, I used to love that show. I would watch it all the time.
Yeah, me too. Big fan of J.J. Abrams, like my one of my favorite director and producers.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, the story behind that actually, yeah, it was. I think it was like yeah, my very first acting for film and TV,
Hmm.
and again, I was a big fan of Lost. Lost is like my favorite
That's a
show.
good show. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I watched Fringe, and because it was like the same creators,
Yeah.
and I was like hooked on the show. And then like when it was shooting in Vancouver, I was like, oh, sick, And I went out for a few characters, and I didn't get it. And I think at that time, I was still like trying to find my way in the industry and just get into auditions. And I'm like, man, it would be so cool to like be on Fringe, like a show that you actually watch. Then I saw this character that was on that show. I forgot the name of the character, but it was played by Michael Eklund,
Oh,
and he is like amazing Canadian actor. He does a lot of American films too. I think he's in The Call with Halle Berry,
oh
and
yeah, yeah,
yeah, he's like,
yeah.
man, he is such a good actor. He was very inspiring, and I saw his work on that show, and I was like, man, I want to be like where that guy is. I want to play like those kind of characters. Anyways, long story short, long story long, I I get booked like less than a month later on that show.
Uh-huh.
Minor role playing it
Yeah.
EMT, and I was like, shout outs to my old acting teacher Dan Bacon. He taught me this trick to do with hold on. It's like with a pen, and
All
like
right.
I'm a paramedic, right? So I'm just checking the eyes, right? And he did one, I remember in class he was like, just like look in the eyes like this. So I did that. I don't know if that got me the job, but it was like an element. Yeah, so I give him a shout out for that. But yeah, so I work on Fringe, and I'm getting my makeup done. I'm like super stoked. As I'm getting my makeup done, they were talking about Michael Eklund and how amazing of a job he did,
Mhm.
and also John Noble was asking about him. He's like, "Oh, who is this guy? Where's he from? Is he like from the States or something?" And then people were saying, "No, he's Canadian." It's like, "Oh wow, he did an amazing job." So Michael Eklund would never hear that. He would never probably wouldn't get the story. So when I actually bumped into Michael Eklund at a function,
Yeah.
and I told him the story, and he was like, giving me praise, and we added each other on like Facebook.
Nice.
Yeah, back
Nice.
when that was the thing. Uh, yeah, uh, yeah, a super nice guy. Like he's so cool, and like very inspiring as an actor. Like I'm not, yeah, like just totally love his work.
Ah,
But yeah, so I think it's always good to like share stories, especially like if it's a positive story about someone
mhm.
that they might not hear about. I mean, you know, I'm sure like it made him smile.
Oh man, that's awesome. Like you say, he didn't have no idea they were saying that about him, and
Yeah.
he definitely was probably really really happy to hear, something positive was being said.
Hmm. Like always, us artists, we need like not real, like just it's always good to get praise in your work and art. When like sometimes you never know you're doing a good job sometimes, like
True.
especially in crunch time, like especially for auditions that
Mhm.
are like you get it and then you got to do it on the same day or the day after. It's kind of it's it's good to get some praise.
Oh yeah, definitely. And jumping from one big show like that to another big show, like I have to ask, how was it like being on set for such a huge show like Arrow?
Oh, Arrow, yeah, that was another sick project to be in. CW, playing a villain type. I was super stoked just being on that kind of
Oh yeah.
huge show. Like it's so big, like it's big in all over the world, especially when I lived in Beijing for a bit. Like when people like heard that I was on Arrow, they're like, "Oh, really?" Oh, I'm so surprised. They're like so happy. They're like, it's like meeting like like a huge famous star in their mind. And I was just like, oh yeah, it was cool. It was lots of fun.
Mhm.
We did a little bit of she did most of the stunt work. I just get stabbed. I just but it was such a cool experience, and the costume was like so like oh man, it was so like cool and like so many layers. It was really hot. I think it was like a really hot summer day.
Oh no, and you had to wear that.
It was all leather. Yeah, it was all leather, and I
Oh, that
feel like they
sucks.
they fitted me like a little bit. Like the size was like a tad big, so I really had to like fill it up. Get one of those like those people that don't work out and they're just like. So I had to do one of those coming in to fill the costume out. But yeah, like the costume was so cool though. Yeah.
Nice, nice. And what did you like best about playing Wu on Blood and Water?
Oh yeah, Blood and Water, Guang Jing Wu. Yeah, he was a cool dark character. It was oh man, it was so much fun playing that character because um it really challenged me because like Mandarin is like my third language.
Oh, really?
And I just yeah, and I mean I'm not completely fluent in Mandarin.
Okay.
I I've just been learning it in the past few years. I lived in Toronto in about 2014 to 2017. I think
Okay.
and I think I may have studied like a year and a half, once a week over there at the time for the time being. And then Blood and Water audition came up, and I was just like, oh yeah. I think first time around I didn't even audition for the first season
Okay.
because I thought it was for a Chinese show, like either in China. So I was just like, oh, they're gonna read right through me. They're like, this guy's not a local. This guy doesn't have the Beijing accent. So I told my agent, I was like, yeah, I don't know if I can do it. So the next season came around, and I was like, all right, I feel like decent. Like I
Mhm.
kind of have like an understanding of the
Yeah.
language. So I gave it a go and worked on it, and they allowed us to also do the scenes in Cantonese, which is a language that I grew up in the household learning. So through my
Oh, okay.
parents. Yeah, so Cantonese I'm a lot more familiar with.
Yeah.
So I just yeah, I did the scenes, and like it was I think I was like second in the room, and yeah, I felt really good about the audition. And yeah, it was a long process. It was a huge long process like of auditioning and waiting, and like you're on hold, and like I was told I didn't get it at one point and that I wasn't ready. But long story short, it worked out, and I mean I was so happy. And just I think it was like, yeah, it was my first like reoccurring role.
Yeah, on the TV
Um,
show, right?
yeah, and it was
Yeah.
really cool because like I knew a few, like I know Ozra Chow and Simu Liu, who was also in the first season,
Oh,
and
nice.
yeah, he also like wrote one of the episodes. I have Loretta Yu, Alfina Luck, and they were on the show, and
Nice.
among the other cast, Steph Song. So it was just so cool to be like in an Asian project and
Yeah,
like
right.
people I know, and yeah, it was like I don't know, it was like surreal, like table read and stuff. We still have like pictures from before. And then like when I got into the costume with the suit, and I don't know if you can tell by from like my photos and my Instagram, I love suits.
Okay. Okay.
It
Nice.
really made me feel at home. And I think, yeah, I had like at the beginning of the shoot, they were all like smaller scenes.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're all like smaller scenes, and then I think I had a big scene which was it's on my demo reel. It's like 3 minute, 3 pages long of just me being interrogated, oozing with like confidence and all that stuff. And it was like my first scene, and the cameras were on me first, and I
Yeah.
thought like I always thought it was like from just being on set, like the cameras were on the leads first, and then like you know the the newcomer comes in, like he's warmed up. We shoot the number one, and then we shoot the number two, and then like
Mhm.
number like the guy coming into the episode is warmed up, right? No, we shot it like both at me first. I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, I got to do this. It's like the biggest scene in my career. On top of this, I'm doing it in Cantonese, which is like my second language, with the two leads of the show. I'm like, no pressure, no pressure at all. Yeah. So I mean, it was. I'm very happy with the result.
Mhm.
The way they filmed it. I think with that scene alone, it's opened doors for like other projects,
Yeah.
and yeah, I always get like high praise on that work. And I mean, obviously I couldn't have done it without you know the directors and
Mhm.
the cinematographer and everyone involved in the whole project, that made me look, you know I think pretty good. I've been told it's like kind of like Hong Kong cinema.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, it's got
Nice.
a Hong Kong cinema feel, and like I'm just like smoking, like waiting there like a badass, and it was, oh man, it was so cool. I wish I just like dreamed that one day I can like be in like a Hong Kong film that's like that kind of just tone, just that
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever seen Infernal Affairs?
No. No. Is it good?
Okay, it's a great Hong Kong cinema movie with
Really?
Jason Chan. Um, yeah, it's you have you seen The Departed?
The Departing. I think I did. That one sounds
The
familiar.
Departed is with Leo DiCaprio.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I thought you said the the Departed was a Hong Kong film. I was like, wait a minute. I was like,
Yeah, so basically, I think if my information is correct from what I've heard, Brad
mhm.
Pitt bought the rights of Infernal Affairs and then made it into Departed.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Then
okay.
they cast it for The Departed and all that stuff, and they pretty much remade it into like a American English version.
Oh,
But honestly speaking, the Hong Kong version's way better. Inferno Affairs, check it out. It's
oh,
yeah, it's one of my favorite. But it's like like undercover cops and like drug lords and just the stuff that people go to watch movies for,
well,
right?
yeah, yeah, exactly. Well,
Okay.
you see, you see me like I'm a big horror movie guy, and
Nice.
like
Me too.
some of my best horror films are actually Asian horror films. Like
They're
the
freaky.
American version of the Grudge wasn't. I mean, it was decent, but it wasn't as good as the Japanese one.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't
Ju-on, right?
as
Wasn't that it?
I watched it a long time ago. It's the same with The Ring, right?
Yeah, yeah. The Ring
It's just
started off
it's
with
just
as Japanese horror too.
yeah. I feel like it feels more real, like you're
It does.
there. I don't know. It's something about Asian cinema that does like horror films like really good. Though, like, don't get me wrong, American like horror movies are like they're stepping up their game.
Mm-hmm.
With Hereditary was like really, really
That
scary.
was good. Yeah. Yeah.
Insidious, that franchise. Yeah. Yeah, it's so good though. But yeah, like speaking on horror and like thriller, like
Yeah.
that genre is like it's really fun. It's really fun. And I was actually talking to an actor friend of mine yesterday and how it would be so cool to be like in a horror movie or a thriller. Like a psychological thriller is one of my dream genres to work in.
Nice.
Nice. So hopefully, one day, if there's any producers or directors out there and they want to hire me, Owen Kwong, I'm here. But yeah, like, just like that element is just so cool. But I was gonna say, in Vancouver, I haven't had that many opportunities. For some reason, there's like almost like no horror films or like thrillers.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think it's on the States, and I haven't had a like like they're like once in a blue moon I'll get like an audition, but like for like a horror, I don't know, man. It's like for a TV show, yes, but like for a horror film, thriller, I can't even recall. To be honest, I mean, I would love it. I don't even care if it's like a, like a B or C or D horror film. You know what I mean? Like if it's super cheesy, like, I don't care, man. I just want to be in it. Just like that. Is there a ghost in this building?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Now someone would see this and say, "Oh, we could probably get him in our very low budget horror movie that has like a $500 crowd fund."
Yeah, sign me up. Actually, funny enough, one of my first films I've ever done was like a short film. It was called Death Reaper. I think it's called Death Reaper.
Nice.
I don't even think he posted it anywhere. The director posted it anywhere, so I can't even. Yeah. But anyways, that was like one of my first, I guess, credits.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a student film, and yeah, I played like the Asian gangster friend. I don't know. 3 guys, they pick on this guy, beat the crap out of him, and then he turns into a zombie and wreaks havoc on everyone. Nice. But yeah, that was actually I don't know. I feel like that was like one of the few horror films that I've done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they're all auditioning for Scream 6.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
that would be cool. Hopefully one day.
That
would be so cool. It would be so cool. Oh man, it would. I also like the movie Silence. Silent. Can't remember what it's called. It's a movie. It's a movie where like there's these creatures. If you make any noise, they come pop out and they eat you. They're like aliens.
Not the Quiet Place, was that it?
Quiet Place, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. I was like, part. I was like, what's it called? That's a good movie too. And look, you got like, grade A actors in
I know,
that movie.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I also see you do like voice work too, and like you did a couple voice voiceover films and stuff. So how does working as a voice actor differ from actually being there in person?
Um, well, I mean, it's kind of like the same thing. Like our set is in a booth, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had, I think, I worked on this project, Luna Around the World.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, like it was like one of my first voiceover gigs, I believe, and yeah, it was so much fun. Like I had to like audition, obviously, and they wanted like a Beijing accent.
Oh wow,
And
okay.
I didn't I didn't know how to do a Beijing accent. I didn't know what the difference between a Beijing accent and a Chinese accent and a poor Asian accent, what the difference were. It's so like such a minute of a difference. So I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna do like a generic Asian accent.
There you go. There you go.
And then yeah, I did it. I had my friend Hillary um help me with the vocals, and
Mhm.
she worked really hard and coached me through it because she's a musician. And
Oh, nice.
yeah, I was like, can you help me sing the song like legit? Like, make me sound good. And she taught me how to like, with the bars and stuff. And
Hmm.
I ended up I auditioned within my agency first. I don't know if everyone else did that, but I auditioned within my agency first. Like, and they picked the best out of the whole agency. And I guess I was one of the top people, and I was submitted
Nice.
forward. And yeah, I was like to the agent, I'm like, I'm not a singer, but I'll give it a shot. It was like, animation, the characters like a speaking, talking ox from Beijing, so he's got to have an accent
Oh,
too.
oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, so do I sing it like an ox with a Beijing accent or just a Beijing accent? So I kind of just sung my heart out, did a couple of takes in the booth and I on in the audition, but like on the day, I went there super chill,
Yeah.
just walked in. I think we started right away. The director was like on Skype. I think a
Nice.
lot of the people were on Skype, I believe. Like it was just all set up and they were just giving me notes and stuff. And yeah, I had so much. It was honestly like one of my favorite experiences as a performer.
Oh wow,
Like
really?
working on that, yeah, because it was such a camaraderie. You know what I mean? It was just like, all right, well, Owen, how do you want to do this? Like, what's your take? Or like, and then we tried different ways, and then they're like, that was great. And then I was like, I think I got one more that's gonna be even better. And I was just like, I just yeah, I just like gave it more, and then they're like, yeah, that was much better. And then we moved on to the song, and I just how many times okay, so I sang it once,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think they gave me a little bit of notes,
Okay.
and then I was just like, I think the first take I was like, all right, I got to get word perfect. I have it like in front of me. I got it kind of memorized, but I was like, just reference, right?
Yeah,
No
yeah.
one, no, there's no cameras. It's his voice, right? So I was like, make sure that I get all of the lyrics correct. So I'm like singing and I'm going at it, do it, and then afterwards, I'm like, great, okay, Owen. So this time, just like let go and just, you know, do your thing. So I'm like thinking in my head, American Idol. I'm thinking,
Yeah,
oh, you
yeah.
think you can dance? And like I remember hearing the judges there. They're like, just sing your heart out. You know, just, just,
Or
just,
or if it's Simon, he'll say something worse.
yeah, yeah. He'll crush you down, and then the other judges will bring you back up because the show must go on. Um, yeah, so the second take, I was like, okay, all right, this is your time to shine. This is your American / Canadian Idol. So yeah, I just like sang my heart out, and then afterwards, it was like we're good, and then they're like, that was great, Owen. That was like, yeah, much better. And then like I think the director was like to the writer of the song.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think Owen changed one of the lyrics like near the end. And then the writer of the song was like, I actually like it the way Owen just sang it.
Nice.
So, and then he's like, is it okay if we change it? And the director was like, well, it's your song. So I was like, all right, great. I was like, do I get like writing credits? No, I was kidding for the song. No, but it was great. I think it was just like me in the moment and not thinking about like the words and just singing from the heart.
Nice, man. Nice.
So the song's not that like poetic, but in the moment, I felt it from the heart.
Okay.
That's Luna around the world.
And how did you get to be part of such a big film like Mulan?
Yeah. That was, oh man, that's like, I feel like every project's been like this. Like it's just such a big surprise, and like I'm just so happy and grateful when I get it. The story with that was, I think at that time it was in May of 2018. I just moved to Beijing.
Okay.
Yeah, I moved to Beijing. I had a friend living there. I think you know him, Kent Leung.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a good friend of mine, and he helped me settle into Beijing. I was moving to Beijing, trying to, I guess, just soak in the culture, learn the industry over there, and then also learn Mandarin.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so I think I settled into my new place, and it was I got there in March. There's only been a few months, and I think I celebrated my birthday. Kent brought out a bunch of his friends. I had a few friends there. We had like a blast of a celebration for me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and yeah, I think it was like I woke up in the morning. I'm like, and then I'm like, first thing I always do is I check my emails, because if I get an audition, I'm taping it that night, because it's just the time difference. I have to shoot it immediately.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So Kent and I would always like he would live at his place and I would live in my place, and then we would like message each other in the morning most of the time when we had like the same audition. Yeah, like I guess our agents, completely two separate agencies, were on sync always. He got an audition, I got an audition. He got an audition. It's always for the same role.
Wait, really?
Yeah, really. Like, I mean, I don't think we look alike. I mean, if we're generalizing, sure, maybe. We're both tall Asian guys. But yeah, so it's just a daily thing that I do. It's like I wake up and then check my email, and then I saw this message from my agent in Toronto, Stephanie Clement.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I checked, and I was just like, I can't even remember the exact message. I think it was like, oh, you've been approved from Disney. You booked Mulan. And I'm just,
what?
Yeah, from an email. So
oh my god!
I was like, this has got to be a dream.
Wow.
Yeah. Sorry.
That would be a hell of a way to wake up from having like a nice sleep, and you open up an email and you say, I'm in a Disney movie. Like, are you shitting me? Like, I'm really in a Disney movie.
Yeah, like you're Disney approved. That's the best kind of approval. Yeah, so I like woke up, I see this message, I'm still in disbelief. I go to the washroom and I'm like splashing water in my face. I'm like, all right, Owen, you gotta wake up because you're dreaming. Yeah. Then I check my phone and yeah, it was real. And then I like immediately called my agent and like I was like, is this real? I was like, did I book? Like, yeah, you booked me. I was like, why didn't you call me? She's like, because I knew you'd be sleeping. I'm like, it doesn't matter. I'm like, news like this, you have to call me. This is like,
Right?
but anyway,
Exactly.
we were like so ecstatic, so happy. Yeah, she's been with me like I guess since 2014. So she's been a great
Oh
agent.
wow, yeah, she's been with you a while now.
Yeah. Yeah, so we were both celebrating. She's like, she told me she pushed like really hard for me to
Nice.
suggest me. And because they were originally gonna shoot Mulan in like parts of it or all of it in China. So it also made sense because I already lived in China
Oh
and I
wow,
have
okay.
like, a decent resume from North America.
Hmm.
So I'm sure she pushed that. And yeah, and then I think I was telling the story because I had a friend ask me about Mulan, and he's like, when do you start shooting and stuff like that? And I was like, yeah, I'm not sure. I think we're supposed to do some training and go to like another part of China, and I was supposed to like ride horses,
Really?
yeah, learn how to fight with a sword and just other kind of choreography.
Oh wow,
And I
okay.
tell him that, and then I think like less than 20 minutes later, I get a email from my agent telling me I'm going to New Zealand, like Auckland, New Zealand, to film the movie, and I'm just like, word? Serious? Yeah. So yeah, yeah, and then I was just like, bro, I was like, you won't believe this. Like, it was funny because we were just talking about it, and then so I was just like, that's sweet. Like, it would have been cool to shoot in China, but like I'm already in China, so to like fly to another country that I've never been to
Exactly.
on someone else's dime is like the best thing ever. Like I didn't even have to pay a cent, and I was like first class.
Nice.
Like as soon as I like step in onto that plane, they gave me like champagne. I was like, yeah,
Really?
I was just like, this is
Oh
like
shit.
this is like living the dream. And then yeah, first class is like, it's amazing, and like give you like nice delicious breakfast,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
just meals that they don't serve back to the common, like nothing like the common folks. Like we're not eating that same.
Well, yeah, I mean, all the common folks have on the plane are those little bag of chips and a can of soda.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess to the experience of Mulan, it was, oh man, it was like living the dream because I got there. My friend Ozra Chow was actually doing a convention,
Hmm.
so we met up, and then it was funny enough. He's the one that actually introduced. He's not in Mulan, but he introduced me to like a few of the castmates.
Really?
Yeah, so we went out for dinner that night, and then Ozrik's like, "Oh, this is Owen. He's gonna be in Mulan with you guys." So he introduced me to that. I was like, it's kind of funny. Like I didn't meet my castmates on set. It was like from dinner from like another friend too.
Oh, wow, that's so awesome.
Yeah, so we did that, and yeah, just I mean, filming on set with like Jet Li, Gong Li,
Yes.
Jason Scott Lee, Donnie Yen, Ron Yuan, like all like people that I like watched growing up, even before I
Oh,
got
yeah.
into the industry. So it was just so like amazing, and like seeing people like Dua Tung, and he was in like a bunch of films too, and
Nice.
it was just it was so cool, like because like yeah, like some of these people like I would see on TV, and like I would never think like
I'm
I'm
on
gonna work
set
with
with
these
them.
people. I'm gonna work with these people one day, all in one film, all in
Right? Exactly.
uh so yeah, it was so cool. And I mean, oh shit, I didn't even mention Mulan herself, who's like freaking like
Who's like the star of the movie?
mega superstar in both North America and China. But she was very lovely. We took some photos, had some conversations too. But yeah, I think we had dinner like so much. It was like almost like a regular thing with
Oh, really?
most of the guys. I had dinner with maybe Jason Scott Lee like 6 times or so. And like the first time I met him, like super nice, down to earth dude. Like just great conversation. And like, yeah, he was telling me how he lived in Singapore, and I told him my dad's was born in Singapore.
Oh,
So
nice.
kind of Singaporean, I guess. I don't know. It's like saying I'm well, I guess like, yeah, it's not ethnicity, but like it's like a Canadian, right? Like, yeah. Anyways, yeah, we just talked about each other's background, and he was super cool. And I remember we went to this. It's kind of like a meet and greet for like it was like it was for New Zealand up and coming actors. It was like
Oh, something like a Comic-Con, like something like that.
yeah, but like on a much smaller scale.
Yeah.
They had the actors on the panel and stuff, and they were just talking about Mulan and the process and all that stuff. And I came in as a guest, and I was watching, and I think some of the people asked for Jason Scott Lee's picture, and I was like, well, it's kind of weird. This is a weird place for me to ask for a picture now. It's like, all right, I guess I'll see him late. I'll see him later.
Yeah.
We were talking, and we were like, he's like, hey Owen, so are we gonna be like on set at the same time? Because I didn't have any scenes with him. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, I'm working like Monday and like Wednesday. And he goes, oh sweet, I'll see you on Wednesday. I'm gonna be there on Wednesday. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll be in costume, you be in costume. We'll take some pictures, right? And then unfortunately, he gets into an accident on set. I think he like sprained or broke his foot. And then he was like, I guess, recovering. And then like I missed him. Like I didn't get to see him on set. And
you didn't get your picture.
I didn't get my picture.
No.
I'm like, no. And like all those days we went for like dinner, I never asked for a picture because I didn't.
Well, yeah, of course.
Didn't want to be a fanboy, but we have like I have one group picture with them. I'll just crop out everyone else.
I know you should.
Side by side. It was actually the day that I first met him.
Okay.
We were having that conversation, and it was like with like a good majority of the main cast. So that I have that photo with him, but I don't have one of those cheesy on set like
right, exactly.
I didn't get one of those, unfortunately.
As long as you have one photo, I mean, it is a group photo, but at least you got something.
Exactly.
He's like, yeah, huh?
I got something. At least I got something. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was cool. I got some good pictures with Louis Fei and Ran Yuan and the whole cast. So yeah, it was really cool. And Ming-Na is like the sweetest person. Like, oh man, like we took a bunch of photos. But yeah, like she's such a mega star, and like paving the way for like Asian actors too with Joy Luck, yeah, I had a good time chatting with her. It's like an older sister.
Nice. And what do you like doing during your free time when you're not involved with acting?
I like to keep in shape. My motto is keep it in striking distance, meaning, I don't have to be like ripped all the time because I enjoy eating food. So I'm like always in striking distance. I'm like in good shape, like to a person that doesn't work out that much, or like the naked eye, I look like I'm in pretty good shape.
Okay, okay.
But I eat a lot of desserts. I am addicted to like the Kit Kat ice cream bar. Like I'll eat it religiously when I'm watching a movie at nighttime. Like
Uh-huh.
it is so hard to resist. Yeah, I like to work out every now and then. Watch movies, of course, TV
Mhm.
shows. I try to write some more skits and stuff. But I'm a little behind on my postings on TikTok. Need to get back onto that. I just it's part of our job now. On
Well,
social
yeah,
media.
especially if you're doing film. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to get a social following and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's part of it. It's not really my jam. I kind of just like living life and enjoy doing stuff. Like yeah, and even like posting like events and stuff. I'm trying to
Mhm.
enjoy the moment and live in the moment. And uh but yeah, sports. I'm big on sports too.
Oh, nice.
I love playing basketball, football, snowboard.
Oh,
Yeah, you
okay,
play
okay.
sports?
I never did that. It looks like so much fun.
It's never too late. It's never too late. Basketball is like the easiest because you just need a basketball and
Well, yeah, exactly.
you just go to a hoop, and it's like it's really good cardio. It's really good
It is.
cardio, and just I guess your shooting direction, just you know seeing your accuracy. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not good at basketball. I tried. Like
right. You're
I
like yeah.
I hit the bottom of the net instead of the top.
You're close to the net though. It's better than missing the net
That's true.
completely or hitting the top of the backboard. Yeah,
That's true. I'm like,
or
wait.
window.
The first time I ever played and I hit the net, I was like, oh my god, I got a basket. They're like, it has to go in the basket. I'm like, ah.
Darn it. Well, forget basketball. It's way too hard.
What about like songs and stuff? What are some songs you like? What's on your playlist?
Oh, that's a great question. Oh shoot. No. Because honestly, to speak frank, I listen to like music. I listen
Uh-huh.
to like on YouTube, I'll type in like chillin' music, which is like, like the I don't know if you ever watched that. It's the girl like on her desk. It's like a mix of a bunch of just like chilling, loungy,
Oh
with
no,
no
no.
lyric. So I'll listen to that, and then there's like these trippy photos of like the Simpsons, but then it's just like chilling like music. I'll listen to that. So I don't know who sings those and who makes them. Um, but I'll yeah, and then whatever I hear on the radio, like I just like Shazam it.
Nice, nice.
Shazam, and I'll like take a look here. I'll actually give me a second here. I have a playlist here, and I can tell the audience what Owen Kwong likes to listen to
Right?
because everyone wants to know what is
Yeah,
on.
because they want to know what music you listen to so that they could go and listen to it and message you and say they're listening to the song you like.
Yeah, I've been see here. Let's see here. The Weekend, Out of Time. I've been listening to that. Sunrise from Kevich. Yeah, it's honestly like I watch a movie and I'm like, that song sounds great.
Nice, nice.
Damn, boom. There's another playlist. Old school. Sorry. I like Joji, Slow Dancing in the Dark.
Okay, you're right, Deco.
Yeah. Where's my oh yeah, and this one, which is Genevieve Medallion, Alina Baraz, Alone with You. These are all like chilling music.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's yeah. They're just I just like the chill vibes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
pop, old school. Yeah, anything to keep your vibrations like, chill and cool and happy.
Definitely, definitely.
Then
But
some
now,
I do listen to some EDM too. Some EDM when I'm on the motorcycle.
yeah. Oh, you ride a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I get like dark and then I think I'm like Batman and just like, riding through the night with my cool EDM music.
And what if you're at the gym? Like, what music do you like then? I'm sure it's not calm music when you're at the gym, because then you won't exercise as hard.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll listen to that, but most of the time I'll listen to inspirational quotes and like speeches
Oh,
on
really?
on YouTube. Like you can type in motivational speech, and then there's this one guy. Sorry, I don't know the guy's name. And he'll be running and he'll be like, "You can do it," there's you can always push yourself more. Like you can keep on, like he's talking about like running and like running in the rain
Yeah,
when it's snowing.
yeah.
There's people that were like football players, they get into injury and they're like, you just got to keep on pushing yourself.
Mhm.
Like before his injury, he was like, I think he lived in a house where he was sleeping on the floor with like maybe 12 of his cousins. And then
Oh,
they wake up,
wow.
wake up in the morning and like work, running and stuff and playing football, and then almost make it to the NFL and then getting injury. But he's a motivational speaker, so like that kind of stuff, or like just anything to get me motivated. Like I think having your mind in a good space is always really good. Like
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
manifesting stuff, like your future. I'm always trying to learn more and more about like manifesting
Mhm.
and I just recently made like a vision board and like trying to see my future and just trying to reach for my goals.
Oh, wow. I I always heard about that. Like, if you put positive vibes out there, you manifest what you want to do, or something you really want, and and your mind could actually manifest it for
Happen.
you. I tried. I guess my mind's not that positive yet.
Oh, stop! Your mind's very positive.
There was something I like was aiming for, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get it. And then boom.
Not that you're gonna get it. I think the trick is that you've already gotten it. That it's yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, that it's already yours. That you already own it. But you have to you can't. I mean, I'm not a master of manifesting, or else I'd be rich and famous and all that.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But from what I've heard, like some of it is speaking in the present time that you already have it, and you got to you got to keep on going.
Mhm.
Keep on. My friend recently got a promotion. He said it took him 4 interviews, 4 times.
Oh my God.
Rejected, and then afterwards got the position.
Really?
Yeah, so he's just like, the moral of the story is to keep on trying and trying until you get it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so that's that's what you got to do. You got to
Okay.
keep at it, right?
Yeah.
Like look at actors are doing it all the time. You get 100 auditions,
Yeah.
I might get
And it,
2 out of that 100. If
I
I
know you're right.
put it at 10, I'd be out of the biz already, right?
Like even like one person like I wanted to interview for the show is a pro wrestler, Chris Jericho.
Oh yeah, cool.
And and like, oh my god, I've been a fan of him for years, and
Yeah.
I like I want him for the show, and I went around, I was emailing all these different people, and then I found like his agent and his band, their agent, and every one of them said no.
Give it a little bit of time. A little bit of time. Maybe change your different way of pitching it to them.
Yeah,
Who knows? You know, find out maybe an organization he's a part of.
that's true.
You know, if it's within travel distance, maybe you can go to that, you know, fundraiser or whatnot, show support, meet him in person,
You're
show
right.
your personality, you know, and then maybe you're like, you know what, Rocco's not a bad guy. I think I'll do his show.
All right, all right. I'm not like that's the whole point of like what we're talking about, like the manifesting. Like,
Yeah.
if you want something that bad, you can't give up on it. I mean, it might happen, it might not happen, but you can't give up on it.
No, you can't. You can't give up your dream, and your dream is to interview Chris Jericho.
Yeah,
So, you know, you can even show him how big of a fan you are of Chris Jericho.
you're right. You're right. That's true. That's true.
Lots of things. Got to change it up each time, you know.
Well, if I ever get this interview with him, I'm definitely gonna send you a message saying, "Oh my God, guess what? It's happening."
Yeah, please do. That'd be amazing. Actually, I was thinking there was a TED talk. I can't remember the lady's name, but I watched it, and she's Canadian, and she was in Toronto,
Hmm.
and I think she was auditioning to be like a DJ slash VJ for Much Music, which is like MTV.
Okay, yeah.
So she's like, I need to get Keanu Reeves. If I get Keanu Reeves, I'm a shoo-in. So like, I forgot what tactics she used, but she basically took all her resources and somehow reached out to him, his agent or whatnot, and told them how much she really needed his help, and that he was the one to help her get the job at this, you know, at Much Music. And she manifested it and pushed it and worked hard, and she got an interview
With Keanu Reeves.
with Keanu Reeves. And this was like back in the probably like 90s or early 2000s.
Oh wow.
On a VHS tape. I think it was on a VHS tape that they recorded it on, and yes, Keanu Reeves was there, and they interviewed. And
That is so awesome.
I don't know if she got. I think there might have been a joke that she didn't. Out of all that, she didn't even get the job or something.
Oh no.
But she got her interview with, you know, Keanu Reeves, which
That is a good parting gift. Even if you didn't get the job, you got to interview one of the top actors in the entire world.
and he's a Canadian.
He's a Canadian.
Yeah.
True. And is there anything coming up next for you? Like anything you want to plug?
Anything I want to plug? I guess. What am I working on? I'm basically just auditioning for a bunch of different shows right now. So hopefully I get one of them. It'd be nice to be just working back on set. Yeah, just this year's been a lot of auditioning and just finding the new projects and stuff. And I guess in the meantime, I'm just trying to build my social media.
Yeah.
With TikTok. I'm doing a lot of writing skits right now, so just trying to get a good bunch like written and edited, and then just kind of blast them out, you know, one after another kind of thing. So yeah, so I mean, the only plug-in is follow me on social media. I'm on TikTok at Owen Kwong TV. That's OWEN KWONG TV. And then I'm also on Instagram, Owen Kwong. So you can check me out there and follow my stuff.
Yeah, definitely
All,
do.
on my socials, you'll definitely be able to see what I'm up to. I'm always happy to like answer my fans' questions and stuff, and yeah, hopefully there's some more interesting projects coming up. Some
Definitely.
different lights.
And one or two horror films too.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my last project, Doomsday Mom, was like kind of a thriller. I don't know
Okay.
if you heard of it.
Well, yeah, I saw on your page. I never saw the show though, but
Yeah.
I saw that's one of the movies.
Yeah, I play a detective with Tim Perez, and we're trying to solve the case of the movie's called Doomsday Mom, and it's based on a true story of a lady that um, joined a cult and started killing.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
okay.
this was back in 2020, so not too long ago.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. It's recent.
yeah, so again, I play a detective trying to solve the case with Tim Perez, and Lauren Lee Smith plays the lead of the movie, and yeah, there's some thriller elements to that, and that was really
I like it. I like it.
yeah, it was really cool. I think it's on the Lifetime network. You might be able to find it there. Um, but yeah, my yeah, it was that was like another stepping stone for me, like another movie where I'm like, I guess more scenes and more prominent and have
Yeah.
more of a journey with my character, where he's like the young detective, and then at the end, he does some badass stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you again for coming on the show, and it was really fun meeting you, finally talking to you. So
Yeah.
definitely thank you for doing this.
Thanks, Rocco. I mean, this was tons of fun. I wasn't sure what to expect, but yeah, man, it was a great experience.
I know you're probably, is he going to talk about horror films the whole entire time?
I was like, shit, I gotta do some research.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really did like it.
Yeah, you're a great interviewer, man. You
Thank you. I appreciate that.
do your research, and it makes the conversation go smoothly, and I think you have great energy too.
Thank you.
Yeah, keep that energy up. What I hear is like when you have good positive vibrations in yourself, good things will happen, and I'm trying to live by that and smile more.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, positiveness. The man manifest positiveness, and stuff will happen. You have to cross your fingers.
Up will happen. You're already living it. Just I mean, at the end of the day, we're all just. I mean, things are materialistic, and accolades, awards, all that stuff is it's superficial. Like what you're trying to get at the end of the day is to be happy.
Yeah,
So be grateful with what you have. And just be happy.
exactly. Exactly. You're right.
Do
You're
things that
right.
make you happy, right?
Mm-hmm. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
Cool.
All right, but again, thank you, and have a really great rest of the weekend.
Likewise, Rocco.
Thank you, buddy.
Okay.
Have a good one.
See you later. Bye now.
Bye.